2 questions then for you.
Ooh.
One thing that you love about golf, one thing that you hate about golf.
Whew. I'll go for the love question first.
Good.
I feel this is a new topic, as a new feature.
It's just that like I love golf. I love everything about it. I love what it's done for me, and I love the game. But there's also things I hate about golf, and I think that's sometimes like any relationship. Not hate's a strong word, but dislike would like to change maybe.
Yeah.
But for this topic, we'll call it love or hate. So what would you love? What
I
do you
would
love?
say what I love about golf is that anyone can play it. And we've got a great handicap system put in place. So I could play with I don't know, if I had an 80-year-old granddad, I could probably play with him and he could have a handicap and we can still keep it competitive.
Yeah.
And so I think that's really cool because if I wanted to play tennis instead, you need an opponent. And if they're way better than you
can't play against your 80-year-old granddad.
No, you can't.
Tennis.
So I think that's the beauty of our sport. We can really play with anyone and everyone, which I think's pretty cool. What do I hate about the sport? That's such a tough question.
Maybe there's nothing.
I would say hate is a strong word. But however, I'm confident that a lot of golfers will be able to relate with me. I hate how it can.
That's come from being like strong word.
How has that gone from that to that?
I hate how it can really ruin your mood.
That's a great
How it can
one.
really
I
play
love that.
with your emotions.
I love that.
You could be this lovely, sweet person, and you get out onto the golf course, and you turn into a monster. I hate how it can actually ruin your day.
That circles us back though, at the end of the podcast. Very nice to start when you said everyone that plays golf is a little bit weird. Because we play this game that in theory is so nice and so peaceful, but only true golfers know actually it's fucking annoying.
It is, isn't it?
What if I threw the question into your side? What do you love and hate about it, guys?
So I played the other day for the first time in a while. I went on my own actually, weirdly, and a little day trip out. And I just loved, there's a course I never played, and I loved this feeling of kind of being on my own and walking to a tee on this nice course and not knowing what I was going to see. Was it a par 3? Was it a par 4? I didn't have a scorecard in my pockets. I had no idea. And it's quite like a bit deep. This was like so mindful, just in the moment. Like my next shot was the most important thing in my life at that moment in time. So that's what I love about golf. I think what I hate, and it's doing a lot to change, I hate some of the... I love the traditions. I love St Andrews. I love that cult, like historic. But I also hate more. Like, I hate. How do I word it?
The barriers, maybe.
Yeah, the barriers, and this isn't necessarily golf's fault, but the perceptions sometimes, and some of the rules that are still in place at some golf courses, and how there's dress codes. I think people have different opinions on that. I saw a really good thing somewhere recently about dress codes, and that like there's a golf course that's changed its perception on how it wants to be seen, and they said that when you go out for a nice meal, sometimes it's dress codes, but very rarely, but you still go and dress nicely because it's just how you want to feel good. They said, we've dropped our dress code, but we still think people will come smart because they want to feel nice on the golf course. But yeah, I think it's more for me, what again, hate is a strong word, but it's that, it's that like, it's perception of the game. Sometimes there's people that are snobby around it, and some of the rules that just don't make, like, only playing a 4-ball. If I go on a Sunday and the course is absolutely dead, why can't you play in a 6? If people are behind me, let them through.
I'm so with you on that.
Tiger and Incy have done it.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, in reality, I know if everyone teed off in a 6-ball, it's going to be slow, clearly. But at a lot of golf courses, you could literally go at 9 o'clock at night on a summer's night for like 3 holes. You couldn't play in a 6. Well, why? Like, things like that. I wasn't prepared for answering it myself, actually. What about you, Rick?
I thought I could answer this really easily, but I must admit I'm slightly struggling.
On the hate one? Or...
Probably on both sides. Obviously, I love but like, what's the one thing?
Yeah,
the love part is like 5 or 6 different strands of folds or whatever. But the one that kept coming to the top of my head, and I'm not quite sure why, is I love how golf is becoming and is cool. I really feel like there's a massive change.
It's changed dramatically.
So on the flip side of your hate a little bit, how its perception is sometimes one side, I also think that is really changing unbelievably quick.
I think social media is a big one for that, and like celebrities, footballers playing golf and posting about it.
Do you think the Bryson and Koepka match was, do you think that's good for the game?
I don't think it did any damage.
Yeah, I would agree.
For me, I would still remember this, like, I reckon now if I rewound time to a 20-year-old Rick and I wanted to be a golf pro, whatever it may be, and I work in golf, I would almost pretend, and this was probably before my wife, let me just check my dates. Yeah, I think it's about right. Just before I was 20. If I was chatting up a girl, whatever, and it'd be like, what do you do? I'd almost be quite scared to say I'm a professional golfer.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like it comes with this kind of baggage.
Yeah.
Like, I'd almost pretend I'm a marine scientist or I'm a dolphin trainer or something. I did actually have business cards saying dolphin trainer. But, like, I feel like now I'll go to a party or whatever, and I'm like, people say, what do you do? I go, I'm a golf pro, and I'm a YouTuber. And I'm like, you're a golf bro.
There is such disbelief that you start drooling.
You're a golf pro. Like, what does that involve? What's this? Like, it just feels like
sometimes I break 85. Like.
but I feel like now it's whether it's my own perception, but I do think like social media,
definitely.
Cool people play golf now, don't
What's
they?
the guy that plays Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
He plays golf. You've got loads of footballs.
Loads of celebrities. People like bloody you and like
Niall
like
Horan, all
cool,
those people.
young, fashionable, interesting.
Gosh.
It wasn't about you. Stop talking about you then. People like not you, but a bit like you.
A little bit like Lauren White. Like,
yeah, huge fan. Let's go on the podcast.
Hate side of it. There are things definitely. I just hate the suit parade. So almost the complete opposite of what is making golf cool.
So it's holding golf back.
Yeah, it's almost the kind of suit parade. Like, I won't name names, but I looked inside a clubhouse, a very, 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 very famous clubhouse recently, and I hated what I saw in it. And I was like, oh.
I totally know what you mean.
That's kind of what we need to change. We're not on the outside, and a lot. It's cool. It's fashionable. The golf attire has changed. The golf equipment's changed. Like, as much as obviously my job is to review equipment. It looks so much cooler these days. It's better. Everything about it, the golf bags, everything about it, the way that it's broadcast on TV, it's better. The way that YouTube makes golf look, it's better. But still, you've got this kind of inside this super, super, super famous clubhouse where you've got to wear a tie past a certain time, and it's a bit snooty, and it's a bit, the golf is ours, and it's like, nah. It's
Do you know
not.
what I would love to see more of as well? And I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this too. Personally, I think Formula One are doing a fantastic job with their broadcasting and their content. And I've never really got into Formula One until the last year, really. But when the drivers in their cars, they're supercars, you've got cameras in there, they're all mic'd up as well. You can hear how they're communicating with their teams. I think that's really insightful, and I don't know if it'll be great or awful for the game, but